Happy Friday, sixth graders. We made it through another week. For social studies, we've been working on maps, and this is kind of the last little bit of our geography / mapping unit for our standards. So we're gonna get this done out of the way right now. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a little travel plan. And this travel plan is gonna be broken into two parts. First, before I get too far ahead of myself, the travel plan, of course, is going to be within the state of Minnesota. Now, I've heard a couple kids in my class say, well, I didn't know that was in Minnesota before. That's really cool. We have a really cool state. And that is one of the parts of this assignment, is to get you to recognize the different things that we have in our state, the different places that you can visit. The second part of the assignment is just to work on those mapping skills, using the TODALS, that acronym, TODALS, using those skills when we create a map. Just care of construction and neatness. Those are like the two big things we're doing on this. So this project that we're doing is two parts. There's a map part, which is essentially how you're going to find your way around. And then there's a written travel plan. And the written travel plan we're going to work on Monday. We're not going to touch that today. Today we're just mapping. My coffee pot's bubbling and boiling over there. Anyway, excuse me for the noise. But let's get started. So your teacher should have given you a map that looks like this. It's got a spot for your name, so you should put your name on that right away. I know in the directions it says to put your name in the bottom right hand corner, but it's just easier if we put it up here. Then there's a scale already provided, and that'll be really important on Monday. We're not going to touch that today. And then you'll see that I've carved out a spot already for your legend. I'm not going to tell you any more than that. And I have the Mississippi River located on here, which is kind of the backbone of our state, kind of runs right through the middle of our state. And that'll help you when you place things to kind of get in the right spot. The final thing you'll notice about this map is I've divided it into 5 regions, 5 different parts of the state. We have up here, which is called the northwestern part of Minnesota, Region 1. The northeast, Region 2. Central Minnesota, Region 3. Southern Minnesota, Region 4. And then the metro area, Region 5, which is technically where we live. Now this sheet over here on this side is in your Google Classroom. I'll show you where that's located right now, so no one can be confused about that. You, of course, go to your social studies classwork file, and under this week's work, 921 to 925, there is a list of materials today, since nothing's assigned, nothing needs to be turned in. This contains the instructions for this particular project. So if I edit this, we're going to open it up. And you'll see right here that there's a blank copy of the map. That's for JVA kids. There is this particular slideshow I'm talking through. And then there's a website that you're going to use exclusively today. And then, of course, here's the directions. So if I click on that, it opens this bad boy right here. So the premise behind this is pretty simple. You're going to plan a 7-day trip around the state of Minnesota. That 7-day trip is going to have 6 stops. So you have 6 places you're going to visit within the state. And here's the catch. And a lot of people are going to miss this, so please pay attention. Your stops have to be in each of these regions. Okay? So what I'm saying is this. You can't just have all the places that you want to visit in the southern part of the state. You can't have all your stops in the northwestern part of the state. You have to spread them out. So, I'm not very smart, but I do know this. Since I have 5 regions in my state, there should be a visit in every one of these. Some place that you're going to visit in every one of these. And then one of them is going to have 2. You're probably wondering, well, how do I find this information out? Well, lucky for you, the state of Minnesota thinks a lot like me. Tourism is a huge part of our state. camping, fishing, hunting, that all falls under the idea of tourism. And so the state of Minnesota has created this website called exploreminnesota.com. And you're going to click on this link right here. And it's going to kick you this beautiful website here. And I could just watch the pictures flash by for 10 minutes. The scenery in the background, everything is kind of themed toward the fall now. They're trying to get people to explore Minnesota in the fall. Right? Now, if you scroll down, they keep throwing these beautiful pictures at you, trying to get you to go on road trips, which essentially we're doing for this project. And you can look at the pictures and pay close attention to the captions underneath. That might be something as an idea for you. But the most important part is this map right here. Notice that this map is divided into 4 sections, just like your map. And let's say I want to go on some sort of a trip in the Northeast. So I click on this and it highlights that part of the state, or sorry, Northwest. I click on it, and over here, you see the picture immediately changes. And it says Northwest Minnesota. Now, it brings up one thing right away that you could do. This is called the headwaters of the Mississippi River. This is where it starts at Itasca State Park. Okay, fine. Maybe that's not your cup of tea. Maybe you want something else. So you click on the exploring button. Oh, I'm in one of the slow internet today. And it brings you to this page here where it's all about adventures and things that you could do in Northwest Minnesota. Okay, right off the get-go, it's fishing. You can see some elk herds that they have in the northwest part of the state. You can go hunting. Here are some roads that you can travel on to look at the beautiful North Woods. There's some campsites, little tiny towns that have all these cool little kitschy shops and places you can see. You can go on and on and on. There's places to stay. There's things to do. It just doesn't quit. So I'm just going to pretend here that I'm going to open this one up. And here we go. Look at this. We have got a page full of quote-unquote things to do in northwestern Minnesota. These are great places to do something. And there's all sorts of different categories of things to do. You can go tubing. There is the Mississippi River Trail in Bemidji, the Paul Bunyan Playhouse, Ballard's Resort way up in Baudette. That's a famous place. You can go see where Polaris ATVs, side-by-sides, and snowmobiles are made. You can go on and on and on. There's literally 15 pages of things. Find one thing. So I'm going to pick this one right here, the Bemidji Sculpture Walk. I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to learn, hopefully, more about it. It tells you a little bit what it's about. It tells you what's nearby. It even gives you a location, hint, hint. Of course, something you'll need later. And then there's links to websites. This goes on and on. Okay, so let's say this is something I want to do in northwestern Minnesota. I now go back to my map. This map right here. And I approximate and I find out where this Bemidji Sculpture Walk is. And I now hand draw a symbol that looks kind of like this. It's kind of that quintessential icon for I'm here, this location. So it's kind of like this teardrop, this red teardrop. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that red teardrop right here, where Bemidji is. And then I'm going to label it Bemidji, Minnesota, Bemidji Sculpture Walk. Okay? There should be plenty of room because you're not going to have a lot of stuff in this area, but you're going to label it. Okay? Then you're going to go on to the next region. I don't care what order we put the region in or the stops in the regions in. Doesn't matter. You can skip around the state in different spots. We'll link them together for our route on Monday. But for today, we're just finding these places. So now go to the next section or region 2. And you just now have to walk it back and find the map, this beautiful map. It's almost like a social studies teacher made this. And now you go to the northeast part of the state, where I'm from. Click on that. The picture changes over here, and right off the get-go, you see beautiful Tateguchi Falls, 63 feet of waterfall. So maybe that's something you want to do right off the get. That's something that catches your eye. Okay, fine. Find out where Tateguchi is. Mark it on your map. If that's not your thing, go exploring. The Split Rock Lighthouse here on Lake Superior. There's a spot. And we've got snowshoeing. If you're a golfer, if you want to spend some time along the North Shore, if you want to ride ATVs, for heaven's sakes, if you want to go dog sledding, there are hundreds of things to do. Right? So this is really what you would like to do if you could travel around. Man, it's just almost unbelievable the amount of stuff that you could do. Maybe you want to go up the Grand Portage and then travel by boat to Isle Royale, which is a huge island out in the middle of Lake Superior that no one lives at year round. If you want to do that, you can click on this one. If you want to go up to Isabella and stay and visit at a National Forest Lodge that they built up there many, many years ago, almost 100 years ago now, you could do that. If you want to do the Lutsen thing and go on the Alpine Slide and go up the gondola, there's something to do. Point is, click through these at the bottom, find something you like, go back, mark it on your map, mark the town, and the name of the thing that you want to do. So there you've got 2 done. And that's really what you're going to do today. You're going to find those 6 places. Now, don't get bogged down. Don't go down a rabbit hole and spend 20 minutes on one thing. Just find your 6 spots, label the town and the locate and the activity or the attraction on the map with this icon, and then go on to the next one. If by chance you get that one done, awesome. That should be a step that takes up a lot of your time. If you then get that done, go ahead and start completing your legend, the Todalis things. So it might be a title for your map, who makes your map. So you might want to put your name down here, like by student's name. The legend and scale. The scale's already created. The legend's here ready for you to go. You just have to put what your symbols mean. Go right ahead and do that. I would not color today. I would do all my work in pencil, just in case there's a mistake, just in case there's something you want to change. We were worried about decorating on Monday. The last task for you is to, Mr. Arnold and I talked about this yesterday, the last task for you is to put a star where you think Jordan is. Now, I don't want you to guess. Because this is so important, I'm going to show you. So grab your pencil right now, and let's all do this together. Jordan, speaker tools aren't coming up. Jordan is right about here. So if you can see where my cursor is, my best guess is Jordan is right on this line between the metro and southern Minnesota. So I would put a star right here and label that as Jordan. That's important. If you're not paying attention or you're unsure, Google Map will tell you right where it is. Right? But for sure, put a star where Jordan is and then label it. So just to quickly back up and review, we are putting a location that we want to visit, labeling it in each of the 5 sections of Minnesota. Now, since you're making 6 stops, you're going to have one region that has 2 stops in it. The rest will all have 1. We're not going to write anything in pen. We're not going to color anything today. We are just getting this labeled. It's imperative that you hold on to this map and not lose it, because we're going to need this information once again on Monday. If you have any questions, you can stop by and see me, but I'm sure your teachers can handle this. Happy Friday. Happy creating.